Hey friends, it's Don. I know that landing your dream job can be an incredibly thrilling experience, but it can also cause a lot of butterflies in your stomach to just flutter uncontrollably. And I think you know what I mean. You've probably been on a few interviews before where your nerves just got the best of you. Maybe they kept you from talking. Maybe they kept you from giving good answers, whatever. And I know how nerve-wracking it can be. And that's why I want to share with you my personal favorite tips on how to alleviate that interview stress. And so you can feel more at ease during the whole interview process so that you can impress the interviewers so that they can see the real side of you, not the nervous one. So today, I'm so excited to share with you my top 4 strategies for reducing that pesky interview anxiety that we all experience from time to time. But before we get started, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are subscribed. So if you end up liking this video and you think it helps you reduce some of your nerves, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Okay, let's move on here. Tip number 1, before anything else, make it your priority to thoroughly research the company that you're interviewing with, investing time in understanding the organization inside and out. I mean, it's essential for several reasons. You see, this deep dive that you do will help you familiarize yourself with their products, their services, maybe their customers, their overall company culture, which will give you invaluable insight into the company's core values, their mission, and their vision. And what you can do is just, start visiting their website, their social media platforms, read their blog, news releases, or any other available resources to get a comprehensive understanding of their current products and their initiatives, where they're going, what their goals are, and, maybe even read something in some trade magazines about them. Whatever it is, do extensive research. You can additionally explore websites like Glassdoor, Indeed, LinkedIn, and there you can find a different part of information and learn more about the employee experiences, company reviews, any recent news or developments that they have. Glassdoor is a great one to get insight about employees who already work there, and they'll tell you whether, this place is great or this place sucks. And this knowledge, what it's going to do, it's going to enable you to tailor your answers during the interview so you can showcase your genuine interest in being a part of the team, and that way you can align with their goals and their values. And when you truly engage with the company's mission and you're genuinely curious, about what they do, you're going to find that your nerves are just naturally going to dissipate. You see, when you're well informed and confident in your understanding of the organization, this allows you to focus on highlighting all of your unique skills and experiences that make you the perfect fit for the role. And furthermore, you see, researching the company extensively can also help you identify potential talking points and questions to ask the interviewer. This is one of the most important parts. You need to have good questions to ask the interviewer. And this is going to demonstrate that, not only, you have prepared, but you're enthusiastic and, which is really one of the qualities employers are looking for in candidates. So make sure to dedicate ample time to researching the company and truly immersing yourself in their world. And this investment is going to just totally pay off in spades during your interview by reducing your nerves, showcasing your genuine interest. Now, you have to be genuinely interested for this to work. And then, ultimately just increasing your chances for the job. Okay, let's move on here to number 2. Devote time and effort to craft thoughtful, customized answers to common interview questions. This is going to allow you to demonstrate your unique qualifications and experiences. So to begin, research the most frequently asked interview questions in your field or your industry. And you may even know them because you've been on a few interviews already and they've asked you a certain set of questions. And usually, like if let's say you're in the finance industry and you go on 10 finance interviews, you're going to find that there's a lot of questions that each of those employers asked, or let's say you're in the software engineering business, whatever, you're going to find that those interviews are going to ask you a certain set of sub-questions. You probably know what they are. So once you have your list, take the time to reflect on your own experiences and accomplishments and your strengths, and then identify how these can best be showcased in your responses. I mean, it takes a little bit of work, but it's worth it. And when you're crafting your answers, Focus on using the STAR method, and you're probably familiar with that. That's where you talk about a situation or a task, an action, and a result. And just a little side tip here, a lot of people, they think the STAR method means they need to talk about a situation and a task and an action and a result. No, it's a situation or a task, then action and result. And this technique can help you to create clear, concise, compelling stories that demonstrate your problem-solving abilities, and then it's really going to allow you to showcase your successes and all the past experiences and projects that you've worked on. And by using the STAR method, this is going to allow you to effectively communicate your skills and experiences in a way that is going to resonate with your interviewer, because that's the way they're used to hearing information from other candidates. So you want to put it in that same framework so that it looks like something that they're used to. And once you've developed your answers, you want to practice them out loud to get a feel for how they sound. And that's going to allow you to build your confidence. You might even consider, getting a friend or a family member to act as your mock interviewer to provide you with some feedback on your responses and your presentation style. Alternatively, if you don't have a friend, you can, I'm sure you do, but if you can't find them in time, you can record yourself delivering your answers, and play back the recordings to view your responses. And then that's going to allow you to self-evaluate for, how authentic you sound, how clear you sound, how confident you sound. And one of the most important things when you're practicing your answers, don't read them from a script. I mean, if you get a piece of paper and you write on there what you're going to say, and then you sit there and you read that, in the video camera, that's not going to work, because when you get into the interview, you're never going to remember that. So you always want to have rehearsed responses that are ready, and you want to be able to say your answer a variety of different ways. So you don't want to memorize your answers, because that's not going to do you any good. If you get caught off track during the interview and you're memorizing your answer, the only way you can get through it is to start over again. So you want to rehearse them in a way that you say them differently each time. That way, if you get caught off track, off guard, whatever, you'll be able to pick up where you left off. And then when you listen to yourself, this is going to allow you to, identify those areas where you need some improvement or some fine tuning. And then that's going to allow you to present the best version of yourself. Now, this rehearsal process is crucial to gaining confidence in your answers and significantly reducing that anxiety that you might feel. And you want to familiarize yourself with your responses to allow you to focus on building rapport with your interviewer and showcasing your personality, rather than trying to remember the details of your prepared answers. Now, if you're unsure of how to answer a specific question, or you need some additional guidance in crafting your responses, look at the complete interview answer guide. I think I got one right here. This is going to allow you to see what questions they're going to ask, and then the proper way to answer those. And you can get this from jobinterviewtools.com. And it's a great guide. It provides tips, examples, insights that's going to help you tackle, the most challenging of interviews. And by investing that time and effort to create some tailored and just thoughtful, sincere answers to some of those more common questions, and practicing your interview, you're going to be well prepared for your interview. And it's going to leave a very lasting impression on your interviewer. And when you are prepared, this is going to allow those nerves to dissipate, because if you're prepared and you practiced your answers and you can deliver them, and not just in a monotone voice, but in a varied tone where you can really deliver them with enthusiasm and in a genuine way, that's going to make you feel good inside that you have prepared for this interview. And when you feel prepared, you're just naturally going to be less nervous. Now, you'll still be a little bit nervous in the interview, naturally. I mean, everybody is. I mean, even the best sports players, greatest sports players in the world, who've played hundreds and hundreds of games, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, they're still nervous before they start a game. But once they get into the game, then those nerves dissipate. And the same thing for you. Once you get into that interview, your nerves are going to dissipate because you prepared, you're comfortable and confident. Okay, that's enough for number 2. Let's move on to tip number 3. So before your interview, it is absolutely essential to set aside some dedicated time to engage in positive visualization techniques. You might call this woo-woo stuff, but it's not. You see, this practice may seem straightforward, but it can have a profound effect on your mindset and overall experience during the interview process. You see, Visualization is a very powerful mental exercise. And what it allows you to do is just create vivid mental images of yourself successfully navigating, various scenarios or projects that you've worked on. And in this case, you're focusing on picturing yourself in the interview and confidently responding to the interviewer's questions. And then that's going to allow you to establish a very meaningful connection with them. So an easy way to get started with visualization, if you've never done it before, I think we're human. Our human nature forces us to visualize things, but I'm telling you to visualize yourself in the interview. So to get started, just find a nice, quiet, comfortable space where you can relax without any distractions. I like to go for a walk. Anytime I go for a walk around the neighborhood, in the park, whatever, I'm always visualizing myself doing something, succeeding at this, succeeding at that, whatever, and I kind of see it through. And now you might want to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Now, if you're driving, don't do this, definitely. But you can, if you're driving, you can still take a few deep breaths. It's just going to help you clear your mind and center your focus. And then you can start to imagine the interview setting. See yourself in the room, feel the chair you're sitting in, and then take in the atmosphere. And as you visualize, the scene with all the people around there, allow yourself to fully immerse yourself in the experience. And then picture the interviewer just asking you questions, and then see yourself confidently answering them. And then imagine the conversation is just flowing smoothly and effortlessly while you're providing, the most amazing responses. And they're like, oh, wow, that's wonderful. Oh my gosh, you did that. I'm making that up. But just imagine yourself in there, and just giving great responses, and just imagine the look on the face. And as you engage in this mental exercise, try to involve as many senses as possible. So hear your voice, feel your steady breaths, and take note, of just, how relaxed you feel. And then as you continue to visualize, envision yourself forming a strong rapport or a bond with your interviewer, and picture them just reacting positively to your answers, nodding, and they're showing that they're genuinely interested in what you're saying. And what this meaningful connection can help strengthen your self-confidence and decrease your levels of stress, before you actually go into the interview. And throughout the whole visualization process, remember to keep your focus on positive outcomes. You never want to think about, oh my gosh, what if I don't get the job? Or what if they don't like what I'm saying? So positive outcomes, and you want and just good feelings of success. And the more vivid and detailed your mental images are, the more powerful the effects of the visualization is going to be. So by consistently practicing this technique, and not just once, you want to do it over and over, practice it. You'll not only reduce your stress, you'll boost your self-confidence, and you're also going to train your mind to approach the interview with a winning attitude instead of, a losing one. And once you've completed your visualization exercise, take a few moments to gently bring yourself back to the present moment. Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and then carry that positive energy with you as you prepare for your interview. Now, you might think, all this positive energy stuff is woo-woo, but, it's not. The more we are creatures of visualization. So if we see something in our mind and we see it happening, our mind will manifest it. It really does work that way. But you have to do it over and over and over again. You have to condition your mind for that. So, remember, you've already seen yourself. You've seen yourself succeed, and now it's just a matter of bringing that vision to life, manifesting it. All right, let's move on here to tip 4 to calming your nerves before a job interview. Next thing you want to do is embrace mindfulness by focusing on your breath. Your breath is so important because it controls your posture, controls your mind, controls the flow of the words that are coming out of your mouth. And what it does is it allows you to stay present in the moment. So those deep breathing exercises can be highly effective in calming your nerves and clearing your mind. So it's going to allow you to really just be your absolute best during the interview. And to get the best benefits out of these breathing exercises, make sure to practice them well before your interview and continue practicing them, right up until you have the interview. Maybe, you're not deep breathing as you're walking down the hallway as they walk you into the conference room where you're going to have the interview. But just right before, maybe, you're in your car or whatever, or if this is a virtual interview, obviously, you have some time there before the cameras are on. But remember, don't engage in deep breathing during the interview itself, or otherwise your interviewer might think that, you're hyperventilating or something like that. But you still can take some deep breaths, sneak some deep breaths in during the interview, and that will also dissipate some tension. So I hope these tips help you feel more at ease during your next interview, or at least give you something to aim for. And now that there's a path that you can take to calming those nerves, and I mean, hey, I'm on the sidelines here cheering for you. I want you to succeed. I want you to do well in the interview. I want you to not have to watch my videos anymore before you prepare for an interview. Maybe, after you work there for 5 years, you can come back again. But I want you to succeed. I'm here for you, my friend. I don't know you personally, but, I feel that I just want to reach out to you, and I want to help you overcome this, because I was there too. I was there, and I went on interview after interview after interview, and my nerves got the best of me almost every time. And back in the day, there wasn't a YouTube there or somebody to help guide me. I just had to go figure this stuff out on my own. And that cost me a lot of job interviews. But hey, you know what? If I can spend 5 or 10 minutes with you and share with you what worked for me and save you the trouble of what I went through, then I want to do that for you. All right, my friend, that's all I have. But to help you with your next interview, I got something for you. Head on over to jobinterviewtools.com/checklist. And this checklist is actually details all the steps of the interview. It's got great tips here on the sidebar. And the more you know about what to expect in the job interview, the more relaxed you're going to feel. So this checklist is actually going to help you feel more relaxed during your interview, because it's going to help you understand what's expected of you, what's coming next. And if you know what's coming around the next turn, then hey, there's nothing to be nervous about, because you know what to expect. So this is great. It covers all the different stages of the interview process. It's got some tactics and strategies on the back. It even has a section here about avoiding interview anxiety. Some things that I just covered with you today, but even some more stuff here. Just stuff to remind you. Because that's really it. A lot of the stuff, you might read it and say, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. I know that. But you know what? If you don't practice it and you don't continually remember it, you forget. And you forget to use that technique during the interview. So just get this, print it out, do whatever you want with it, put it on your phone, and then just read through these things right before your interview, and it's just going to help put you in a better state. But also read through these well before your interview, because there's a lot of to-dos on here. There's some other links to videos that are going to help you with other parts of the interview. And I think you're going to do great. I really do. Get this, jobinterviewtools.com/checklist, and that's really going to allow those nerves to dissipate, make you feel strong and confident on your next interview. And that's really all I have for you. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.